Dalamus Maximus. In theory, hold on. Still don't understand these ad things yet. Let's turn on my camera. Yo, it is I, Beats. Okay, why is it running a 3-minute ad manually? Remove auto ads. I thought I already did that. Well, I guess we're getting an ad in 3 minutes. Don't mind me being on Twitch. I plan on accumulating millions of channel points so I can force you to drink to die by drinking water. That's totally fair. You will have an ad in 1 minute and 30 seconds, unless it cancels ads. I don't know if ad block actually works on Twitch. Never tried. Oh, I hit that button. Well, that's really dumb. Okay, well, we're gonna get an ad in 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's fine. Actually, no, let's just get it over with right away. I'm just gonna hit it. Here we go. Failed to run because channel recently ran a commercial on cooldown, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I guess we're fine. John T, what up? We'll find out. Pie is my ad block of choice. Gotcha, yeah. We actually, made a surprisingly large, quote-unquote, amount of ad money. In the last few streams. Sick Lego hat, by the way. Yeah, thank you. It's got my logo on it. Technically, it's my old version of my logo, but I don't think my new version of logo is high enough. Whatever. High enough or it's too high of a resolution. To be honest, I'd consider $3 surprisingly large. It's more like a few cents, but more cents than I was expecting. Let's see. Where is it? What is it? Analytics. Earnings. Yeah, ads. In the past, 3 streams, I've made 65 cents, which, again, not that much money, but considering we only have like I don't know, 1 to 10 people watching, that's really not that bad. I'm drawing some knockoff Pokemon tonight. Maybe do a rough draft from a card game I've got on the back burner. Nice, that's awesome. That'll be cool to see. Let's see. Then when you need a then you need like 6 times the people to make $1.20 on Twitch. Yeah, exactly. 15 people is doable even for you. Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, one of those days I think I was maybe at 15 people, but even so, like it's much more. I think I'm like compared to YouTube, right? Well, you're the guy who sent a bunch of. Oh, that's Maximus. Gotcha. Sorry, I got confused for a second because I'm not used to Maximus's icon being blue, and then I got confused. You're the guy who sent a bunch of knockout Pokemon art, quote unquote, in the Discord. They're quite awesome. Yeah, they really are cool. Here, we'll let's start going here. We're gonna go to art. But yeah. I don't know if you want me to share them on stream, but if you want, I'll show them off because they're pretty cool. Oh, it's fine. Okay, cool. But yeah, look at this. Look at that art. Look how cool that is. Of course, I'm partial to the one Well, this is a scorpion, but this one looks kind of like a beetle. And I'm partial to that, of course. Or like the scorpion warrior looking thing. Yeah, me too. This one's cool. Of course, I'm, again, partial to a beetle, but little grub looking guy. I like this guy too. I like just the armor. It looks good. This guy, he's cool. Cool unicorn. I also really liked this snake. I like this little guy. He's cool. Yeah, hopefully my critiques were... Oh, actually you posted more. Look at that. But yeah, it looks good. Yeah, I like these. Yeah, hopefully my critiques were helpful and not annoying. Obviously, you clearly have a good grasp on the style, but so like I'm just throwing things out there. You probably know what you're doing more than I, but pretty rad, dude. Yeah, the mantis is cool. Yeah, I like how his body's made out of wood. That's really cool. Like stick bug kind of deal. Those are cool. Ooh, bone rat. Very cool. Love it. Love the goop to mantis evolution cycle. Yeah, it's fun. Goop mantis. I think I missed something here. Oh. It counted yesterday up to 65 or 68 now. Awesome. I'll link my Flickr gallery for them. Yeah, that'd be cool. Definitely go for it. But yeah. That is some stuff you can expect in the old Beats Discord. I also drew an anime girl, because why not? I just kind of want to test my where I was at art-wise. So, you know, here we are. She turned out good. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. I was kind of playing around with a few different styles and stuff, but definitely happy with the eyes, right? Like they're very shiny and anime-y. But yeah. My Inktober stuff was way better than my normal. Honestly, I need to try doing that kind of thing again. An Inktober. I still go back and wonder what I was tripping on. Honestly, it might just be the consistency, right? Like once you're in the groove, I feel like it's easier to remember all the little little tricks and stuff that like you what am I trying to say? Like you don't have to relearn everything when you go back, right? So that does help. Also, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm way better at digital art than traditional, but I know some people are flip-flopped on that, so could be something along those lines. Do I actually have? Okay, I do. Okay. I posted creation for the links. Let's see. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, hello? What did it even say? Oh, the most epic sauce. My dude, thank you for the prime sub. I do appreciate it, saucy boy. A sub. Well, I know sauce, but all the same, I'm very happy. Sauceums, thank you, if you're actually here. Let's look at these real quick. Look at that. That's pretty rad. Feels like, I guess this is digital, isn't it? Yeah. Feels like very, like, comic book superhero kind of thing. Some of them, at least. That's awesome. Very cool. That's awesome, man. Nice work. That is sick. Let's see. Dang, partners days ago and you're making bank. I know, right? Made a whole $10. I'm a third of the way. Actually, no, a fourth of the way to how much I've made on YouTube already. We got the Turnip King. Those are sick. We actually got a bunch of new emotes also. I don't know if all of them have approved, but we do have a bunch of new emotes. Yeah. I think the animated wave is broken or isn't up yet, but well, bam, look at that. Let's see. Those are sick. Yep. Streamer on Twitch. Best streamer on Twitch. There we go. Here, look at that. I think the most epic sauce is the best streamer on Twitch. Too bad he's been lost to time. Just kidding. It's giving you a hard time. I am JKing you. I'm just rolling you, bro. You know what I mean? Yep, Digital Clip Studio is my jam. Honestly, I probably need to try something other than Photoshop, but I'm just so invested in Photoshop at this point. Or Adobe. Adobe has their little mitts on me, and I'm probably never escaping them. I use way too many Adobe programs to not do Adobe anymore. So yeah. I use like the other day I literally had like 6 or 7 Adobe programs open at once, so it's like okay. Those really are sick. Agreed. The saucy boy, the best streamer on Twitch. I already read that one. The most epic sauce. It's true. He is the most epic sauce in my heart and in reality. You're never too invested in something to change. It's true. I just honestly, it's just the learning curve of like switching programs. I just use way too many of them. I made the switch from Illustrator / Photoshop about 3 years ago. I rarely look back. It was so expensive. Yeah, no, I agree. And maybe I will at some point, but I just don't think that point is now. I just use way too many programs. I use Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere, After Effects, Encoder, which kind of doesn't really count, but Animate. At least 6 programs. 10 years of Creative Cloud, spent over $6 on that time, or 6,000. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that's totally fair. I totally agree. It is a lot of money. Damn, you can buy so much cheese with all that money. It's true. I mean, maybe I will. At least honestly, because currently I have the quote unquote student edition. Once that runs out, maybe I will, maybe I'll switch. Heyo, sup, Sun Wukong? How you doing? Welcome on in. What do we got? Good cheese too, yes. Some nice smoky cheddar. I want to cry right now, not gonna lie. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. That sounds like a bad start. Well, don't cry, first of all. Fighting with... I don't know what that is. I'm unaware. Okay, anyway, we're yapping a lot. Let's do let's actually work on the game, huh? Ah, Python. Gotcha. Yeah, I am a very weird dev because I am a board game dev. So I don't really know much about coding. I do want to know more about coding, but I am pretty much mostly do board game stuff. Just use C. Yeah, I wish I knew anything about coding. I definitely need to learn because there's some projects I want to work on at some point, but yeah. Why is it refusing to pip install? Yeah, I don't know what pip is either. It's a Python dependency. Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm arrogant. Arrogant? Ignorant. That's the word. Arrogant and ignorant. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I think I messed it up. It has 3.12 installed, 3.14 installed, and system lost. It shows you had it installed. Oh, like an update just broke everything. I've definitely heard a lot of that kind of stuff. That is never fun. Okay, what are we doing today? That is the question. Well, part of the question is what do we have to do, right? It'd be nice to get, yeah, been there, right? I've definitely been there with other programs, but not specifically. Would have no idea with Python. I want to make one more logo. I think it's going to be our like entertainment sort of logo. I kind of actually want to write down what there actually is to do for Blackridge here, like what our goals are. Let's go into things to fix because we got most of this done. Okay, we need to make a rule book. Step 1, rule book. Step 2, I want to do more monster art. We're pretty dang close to God, it feels like I haven't fixed most of these. Modify card slots, corruption art, better background for TT. That doesn't really matter. We fix those. We're not really adding any more cards. Okay. I feel like I had to fully install and not just run an update from the terminal. Like uninstall and then fresh install, but yeah. Doing iconography for my semi co-op survival game. Nice. Awesome. Like doing like the little icons in the stuff, like I guess like how I have it in armies. Like these guys in the text. Your mileage may vary. Gotcha. There we go. Yeah. It's always nice having like a little whatever. I'm already scatterbrained and we just started. Okay. Okay, let's finish up the plan here. Things to fix. So we need a rule book. Monster art, I do want to fix a few of those. Card layout. We probably need a new font for base text. I don't think we should use heavyweight, aka the inscription font, because it is it does cost money to use if we want to actually sell this game. So I'd rather not use it and not have to update it if we want to do anything like that. Events need I'm just gonna call it a text glow. That's about it for that. Free things seem better. I wholeheartedly agree. Let's see what else we got. I do need to fix the slots on the board. Yo? Oh, a stretch. Look at that. I'm like, what the heck is that? Mission accomplished. I also need to have like a sit up straight. Message held. Stream boo. Denied. Do you have the Blambots font? Great question. Oh, there is a... Do I have a posture check? I didn't even know I had a posture check. I clicked on a few of them, like I add this, this, and that. I'm like, oh, look at that. Beautiful. I wonder what the cooldown on that is, or if someone can just keep redeeming it. Sit up straight, you say. Blambot font. Blambot fonts. I wonder if it's the ones I downloaded, because I did get a bunch of fonts. No. I did not. I'll have to take a look into that. I guess some of these are free, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for kind of like a gritty font. I mean, I like the... I'll show you what I'm using. I mean, if you played Inscription, you'll know what I'm talking about, but... Not the top font, but the font in the body here. I probably need to do something else. Have you tried Google Fonts? Yeah, I have. Oh, it's a website has great fonts, some paid and some free. They're really popular with indie comics and web comics. Interesting. Okay. I'll have to look through it. I'm definitely looking for like a grittier font, like oops. I'm just trying to show you what one of these letters looks like. This is way too big. There we go. You can see how it's like gritty, right? I kind of like how it's like eroded a bit. So that's kind of what we're looking for. I think that fits really well, and I like that it's very blocky. It could potentially do something else, but I do like this a little bit. All caps or lowercase? I mean, it doesn't really matter. All caps is fine. That's what this is, right? But this is kind of the look we're going for. It's like Western is the goal, but like hand stamped or handwritten is probably really the goal, which actually does remind me, is this one actually anything? Where is it? They still have it on here. Of course, it's press style. No, it's too sharp. It needs to look gritty, maybe kind of Western, that kind of thing. Protest paint. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay. Okay. It might be a little too eroded, but we'll have to see. Yeah, I think my worry is it's a little too eroded on some of the letters. The nice part about this one is that there's never a letter that's like super eroded looking, which means it's still clear to read on a card. Whereas this one, the S and the B's kind of look a little weird to me. That's like that kind of idea, I guess, is what we're going for. Crypt Creep. Also, this one's free for personal use, but doesn't actually say for commercial. I'm assuming these are on here. I'm assuming you're looking at all these on here. Are these alphabetical? How do you get someone to pay you to use your font for personal use? You just lock it behind a paywall, right? Chainsaws. Destroy Earth is... maybe? I like the ones without the holes in it. That actually might be pretty good. Again, let's see what this says as far as... does it have licenses? Find button on the third browser, but downloadable, partial, commercial license. Yeah, they have. So those are. It seems like it's fine for personal use, but not for commercial. That's the biggest issue there. Not that I'm like necessarily... Okay, let's see what we're saying here. I mean, aren't all the letters on display, or am I dumb? Oh, yeah, I don't know. I guess you could just copy each letter and do it, but you might not be able to type the font out. I'm not, yeah, definitely not denying the fact that that people should get paid for this, right? And I guess that might be fine. Like, I use this for personal use, and then if I start making money on it, I reach out to get that sort of license. But also at the same time, like, I'm hardly making any money as is, so maybe cutting those corners is worth it. I'm not saying why someone was asking for money. Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotta take an existing font, rough it up a smidge, bingo. Yeah, I'd have to use Illustrator though, right, to do that. Not that great at Illustrator, but I could probably figure it out. Anyway, that's just part of the plan. We'll get to that at some point, but we do need to get a new font. And I would ideally, yeah, have something that doesn't have a license, but we'll see. What else do we need to do? Corruption art, that's going to be after we test the corruption mechanics, so there will probably be 2 updates to this game. We gotta do flavor text on the things. Monster art. We also have like item art, which we're almost done with, but and lastly, I think I need to fix fix. That sounds like a different word. Fix. I think for each tool, needs to be said how it is played. Face up or down. Because a lot of the like tool cards, part of the problem is that some of the cards make sense if they're played face up. Like this, you just play it face up and you just do the thing, right? But like playing this face down would be pretty confusing. Especially with, I don't know, like something like Lantern, yeah, you could place it face down, but then people are going to think you're playing another weapon. So you should probably play it face up. In fact, most of them are probably face up with the exception of like, loaded dice. Draw and play a weapon on the bet face down. Actually, I guess maybe all tools are just... Maybe all tools. I guess with the exception of the lasso should be played face up, but maybe that's just a rule change. But yeah, that's something we need to figure out. I'm having a formation of idea, but it's not forming right. I feel that. Anyway, that's something that needs to be considered. It's probably just playing all these face up. Like the only cards you should probably place down face down are weapons. But then again, like it's kind of fun that you can place these face down and trick people that you're placing a bet. I don't know. And I guess Dynamite has to be played face down, right? So we gotta do some sort of clarity there. Something along the lines of the player can choose to play a card face down to bluff, but that card's effect won't trigger. If it was normally face up card. Yeah. I can agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, because bluffing is actually a fun aspect of the game too. So yeah, we'll have to go into that a little bit. That might be just something we do when we go into rules as well. And we can decide what needs to be put on rules. And what needs to be put on cards, right? So, because we'll have to have a rulebook stream. Yay! Remember that time I thought this was... Bluffing is like 90% of the fun, no? That's the gameplay. Yeah, but you technically don't need to bluff with... You can bluff with weapons, right? It's just like how much damage you're bluffing. Typically, you don't necessarily need to bluff with normal items. But I think like bluffing with a slop is kind of funny sometimes. But yeah, a lot of the tools feel like they should be played face up. Like something that's happening automatically. I mean, like if you're placing a lantern to take all the items after a bet, there's got to be some like rules clarification there. The slot bluff, of course. You gotta have it. Yeah, Dynamite looks so much better. I was just looking at it. Could even add some specific weapon card that gets buffed if it's played face up, something like that. That would be cool. I don't think I'm going to add any more items at this point. I did do the Derringer, which might be maybe could be better if it's something like that. But right now, it's you can place it after a bet is determined, which might be too powerful. It might not be fun. So maybe we'll switch it to something like that. But it's gonna have to be played with. It might feel unfair, which I mean this whole game is just about like screwing each other over, but I don't know. Shrug. We'll see. Only does 1 damage, so I don't know. It's only like a tiebreaker, really. Unless you corrupt it and take corruption, but you know, here we are. We shall see. I'm gonna close this, put this over here. Okay. Let's okay, so that's the plan. I also, I guess, want to talk about, because I have a decent amount of you here. We talked about this briefly last time, what the future looks like. And it's gonna be a bit, yeah, I think, like, there's still a good amount of time before we get to it, but we obviously have to finish this, and once this is done, this arguably won't take that much longer. I am definitely putting too much work into the art, but that's okay. It's fine. But yeah, this will we'll finish Blight of Blackridge. We have a few more, like 1 or 2 more updates of AAE. But once that's done, we're probably going to move on to something new. Of course, we're about to hit an ad in like 1 minute, but yeah, we've got a few different things. We could go back to Soul. We could do AE, the video game. I'm kind of thinking of maybe doing a standalone TTRPG magic system. We could expand the Battleship game. We could do another game jam if that aligns time-wise. And I was also thinking maybe could be cool is a stream-based TTRPG, either where the viewers can interact through channel points or something like that, or you know, it's designed for streaming. I think that could be really, really cool, because I don't really like playing D&D on stream. I don't think it's engaging for people. Watching people play D&D can be pretty boring, in my opinion. While you absorb all that information, we can maybe go over it a little bit more, if you care to. Have fun in a 3-minute ad. We'll be back in a minute. Just says ad starting soon. Okay, in order for watching D&D to be fun, you'd have to gather the theater kids and do something, try to make it entertaining to watch. Maybe. I think the thing is it just needs to be more narrative, right? Because like listening to like a book on tape, right? Or, you know, whatever, an audiobook rather. That's interesting, right? Like hearing a story told to you is interesting, but the problem is listening to people play D&D Yo, Bradley, thank you for the Prime sub. Hell yeah. No ads for me. Ad block. There you go. No ads for Bradley, cause Prime sub. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate it. And now your text is bluer on screen. Look at that. Thank you, Bradley. I really do appreciate it. Neither for me. I shan't be giving you 4 cents. Yeah, I know, right? D&D argument is for the fact that a lot of story and drama come from the DM. Yeah, so like, wowee. Yeah, I know, right? You almost need a story-driven RPG system aside from D&D. Yeah, so like, the thought is like, and I don't know how it would work, right? But let's actually bring this back up so we're actually talking about it. PBTA is great for that. I don't know if wait. Oh, Powered by the Apocalypse. Yeah. Yeah, I have a few there. I have Monster of the Week. yeah, sorry. My brain just wasn't acronyming. Yeah, Powered by the Apocalypse. Yeah, I have Monster of the Week and Dungeon World. Is Dungeon World Dungeon World? What's it called? Dungeon World, yeah. Is that Powered by Apocalypse? Thought it was. I've never actually played it, but I have the book. Also really enjoyed the few Fate-based systems. I've got Superhero Fate, which system wearing a cape. Yeah. Atomic Robo is good. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I think they're cool, but Powered by the Apocalypse felt too loose to me. Like, it felt like it was too I don't know. Maybe I mean, I got to do a little more research, arguably, but too player narrative driven, not necessarily. Well, I guess kind of. It felt like the player, I guess, could do whatever they want, which is good, but like kind of hard to keep them grounded, I guess. And maybe that's just like just what I've seen of it, but there's a thing that I definitely want to talk about at some point, where it's this probably should go. I literally have my devlog ideas. How like a defined action, right? Versus like an improvised action, right? Because if anyone can do an improvised action, Mabim definitely, Mabim Bam, which is where I kind of know it from, definitely got a bit, or Adventure Zone, I guess, right? Def did a little, they could do whatever they want. Yeah, so they might just not be following the rules, right? That might be part of it. And maybe I just need to read into it more. And I definitely think those kind of mechanics are good, but I think I would want to look at it from a light of streaming as a thing, right? And then having player or chat interaction, which I know people have done, but I think I just want to really focus on that, and I think it'd be interesting. People have adapted stuff to work that way, but I think it would be cool to, you know, do it that way. Anyway, what I was getting at is the problem is a lot of time, like, when actions are very, like, nebulous, right? You can do whatever you want. But when a action is very defined, it's more structured, right? Like, it feels more grounded. So it's like something like in Monster of the Week, right? Like a magic spell, you could technically do anything, but you'd have to talk to the DM about it, right? Which is fine. Like, the conversation is good there, but I don't think it feels like a good story because you're just kind of talking, or you're like, okay, well, maybe we could do this. Well, maybe it sounds more like brainstorming, right? Than a story being played out in front of you. So it's a very, like, undefined action, right? Which is fine. Whereas a very defined action, like something like in D&D, like you have a specific spell, like Magic Missile, right? Magic Missile is probably a bad example. Maybe even spells are bad examples. Skills like Sneak Attack, right, is probably a good example. It's a feature, right? People could sneak attack, or any person in the game could technically sneak attack someone, but the only time the rules are properly applied is if you're a rogue, right? So it kind of feels weird when you have something really, really specific. And how do you apply that to the full game if it's only applied to a single class? So there's a balance to be found in between that. Hopefully that made sense. I kind of rambled, but I do want to talk about that at some point because I think it's kind of important. SC RPG. Nobody else has done a gyro system. Arguably, I haven't played enough. Enough role-playing games. I'll be completely honest with that. This better not be a virus. Cell games. I will have to look into this. Yeah, I'll take a look into that. I will have it open on my thing. This is exactly what happened to me when I did my health system video. I'm like, yeah, maybe we, like, health should be like this specific thing. And then everyone was like, well, why don't you look at this game? Why don't you look at this game? Why don't you look at this game? I'm like, but it's true. I really do need to look at other games for inspiration. But the idea behind gyro system is seeing it's more dire, the characters get stronger. Gyro's green, yellow, red out. Interesting. Okay. I mean, that kind of makes sense, right? It's kind of like reverse snowballing, right? I'll definitely have to look into it, though. That seems interesting. There's so many different systems now. But yeah, I think doing something that kind of is tailored toward streaming. Jeff Shriver designed it. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't know anything about anything, so that doesn't mean anything to me, unfortunately. I'm just doing a lot of research here. Board game. What did he make? critical hits. Gotcha. I was thinking of making a system that players could pick injuries during combat and they would get points from those injuries that they could spend in combat, but never managed to flesh it out. Nice. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a little bit how well, that, not exactly, but like, those are the kind of things I was looking into when I was doing my health video stuff. I definitely need to work on that kind of thing. That's why doing something like a standalone TTRPG magic system, like something that you could implement into whatever game you want, might be a good thing, because it's a smaller scope and I don't have to design a game from the ground up. So in response to the channel updates, Game Jam sounds like a blast. Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, I guess there's two things, right? One would be me just joining, me doing a game jam, and that would be my next project. Option two, if we get enough people, I would love to host a game jam, but we probably don't have enough people for that yet. I think rather than doing a game jam, if I did anything, it would be something like, I vote for the game jam. It's funny because most of my games are game jam games right now, though. I think rather than a game jam, it would be maybe run a monthly Discord game jam contest and then feature one. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. I just think we don't have enough people for it yet, right? We would have like 3 people maybe make games. So I think instead of like hosting a game jam, probably more likely I would do something like Dual Wielded does for his Twitch channel, and it's make a game together, which, so basically all of us could, that'd be nice, but optimistically 5 people would join, right? Yeah. So the idea, we could make a game together, which would be cooler and easier to do, and we wouldn't need a bunch of people. And the idea would be like, you could create an art asset and put it into the game, and someone could come up with abilities. And so basically I'd be like the manager, right? And then we'd all make a game together. Like we decide on a style, like what's sort of theme of the game, and then we kind of start working on all that together. Want to make a Pokemon clone? I mean, I'll donate about 70 arts. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I mean, something like that. We could do something like that. That's funny though. I'd help it put the Pokemon clone. There you go. So yeah, we could do something like that potentially. But yeah, those are the ideas. This still might not be for another few months, arguably. Although once we get Blight done, it's just a lot of playtesting of both games, and then we're probably going to need something else to work on, you know, midweek and that kind of stuff. And I need to start finding people to playtest the game with, which means we might be doing more Discord events of me playing the game with people. I don't know if people are actually down for that. If you're as antisocial as I am and don't want to interact with strangers, depends on the night. Yeah, honestly, it could be literally whenever though, because I don't really, you know, this is the job right now. So this is where all my time is going. So I'd be down if voice chat isn't required. Probably. I mean, I guess, you know, as long as we type, it would be fine, right? I've got a bi-weekly Friday night playtest for a server I host, so not then. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have to be on a Friday. Adonimus, yo, what up? But yeah, could be whenever. What kind of game you playtesting? Is it Don the Moose? There you go. Okay, that's enough yapping. But yeah, think about that. We'll come back to this like once we're done with Blight of Blackridge, and we'll talk about this again. But keep that in mind. These are more like, well, here there's two options. Hold on, let me write this down. I enter a game jam, and this would be like events. Make a game together. I host a game jam. Those are two separate ideas, right? So keep it in mind. Keep these in mind. Maybe one of these will be like a goal kind of thing. It's a subcommittee for an existing system. Interesting. Okay, nice. But yeah, keep all this stuff in mind. These events could potentially be a maybe a goal of some sort, like a follower goal or a sub goal or something like that. So yeah. Sentinels of the Multiverse is a card game. I moderate the Discord for a custom content that fits framework of the game system. 300 plus members. Nice. I feel like I've heard of the game. Wait, isn't that what you just sent me? Wait, I'm losing my mind. I've officially lost it. Oh, right, because you... Never mind. Okay, gotcha. Very cool. Anyway. That's the RPG based in the same universe. Okay, I was like, Sentinel sounds really familiar. Why am I tripping? Okay. I'm always looking for a playtest swap if people in here are looking for playtesters. Honestly, Anonymous, I definitely would be down for that. AE needs some more playtesting, and I would be willing to do that. All right, more water. I'm not available. But Bradley, never again. Not after last time. Not after the 2-hour game or whatever it was. Sound like someone was talking about playtesting when I joined. Yeah, we were kind of I was chatting about it, arguably. So yeah. Why do I keep getting... What do I even get? Oh, okay, never mind. Wait, what? Okay, never mind. All right. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, it wasn't great, unfortunately. Okay, we are so not focused. Okay, here's what we're doing. We are doing another logo. Honestly, we were focused. We were just focused on things that weren't doing the game thing. I did some research, and by that I mean I asked ChatGPT a bunch of stuff. We wanted for a fictional organization. I kind of wanted something that was sort of like a Chinese like organization, because that was very, you know, they're very prominent in the Wild West. You know, like building the railroad and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that'd be cool for our entertainment / food organization, especially because there was lots of stuff like tea houses and stuff like that. According to ChatGPT, there were the, I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce that, and then the tongs. which were a mutual aid society, but later became involved in gambling, protection, and other gray market activities, which I think is kind of perfectly fitting for what we're doing. So I decided to come up with, I mean ask it about Chinese words. And I think I'm between, which is it? Qi, which would be a little difficult with, not that I necessarily think it's going to be in the lore per se, but it also means, that's an English word, right? So that's a little harder to whatever, which means society or community, which I think is cool. Or I think it was Xiao, which means rest, pause, or recovery, which I think is kind of good. So I think we're going with Xiao, whatever. Show, but with a Y. Slight Y before the O. Xiao. So I think we're doing a symbol for that. Sayo? Yeah, Sayo. Shio. Either way. Because, yeah, it says whatever. It's probably, who knows if ChatGPT is even right. But, let's just do a double check and make sure we're rest, holiday, sure, good enough for me. Oh, wait, here. Cute. Anyway. X is a soft S sound. I think it's like shoe, yeah. It says like Q or shoe, I guess shoe. I don't know. I am no expert. However, in conclusion, that is what I think we're going with. We have a font that will, yeah. So I think we're gonna do something like a symbol here, and then maybe some decoration around it, right? Again, it's gotta look like a stamp, and I'm pretty sure there's some pretty cool Chinese stamps out there. Or like a yeah, something like these guys, right? I think that'd be pretty cool. I guess seal is the right word. I don't know enough about them. Used for art. So it might not quite be right. Right, isn't it? Yeah, Emperor, seal of the Emperor. Okay, yeah, so I guess it would probably be used on anything, right? I mean, that's kind of... It wasn't just the Emperor, right? Am I wrong in thinking that? Heard that in Chinese movies for sure. I think it's like a seal, just like any noble family would have these kind of seals, right? Or like any family. So it's like all these seals on here are illustrating that all these different people own this at one point, right? It was a government thing too. Okay, so I think this would still work, right? It's just a seal, like a, yeah. And it works pretty well because we already have like the sort of red stamp sort of deal going on here. You could also use the word beetle in Mandarin as the seal. I could. This one makes more sense, like, logically, right? Because it is, it's like rest, right? Which feels right for what we're going for. Any hoodles. Let's rasterize this. Boop. Few guides. Guide layout. I taught Chinese students that had their names on a seal like the stamp thing they used for schoolwork. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. That's what we like to hear. We like to hear that I'm not doing things horribly, horribly wrong and insulting people's culture. Oops. Problem is I don't know how like fancy I can really get with this without like becoming separate letters, but we are going to dirty it up a bit. Needs to look more like it's handwritten. I'm assuming these are basically like serifs, right? These little lines at the top. So you can probably play around with that a bit. Yeah, I kind of wish I knew more about it. I'm not so great at research, unfortunately. It's never something I've been very good at. Not necessarily been good at. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just too tedious for me. I don't know. Try not to accidentally spell a slur, exactly. That was a cool symbol, though, for beetle. I definitely would do it if it, like... If I wasn't trying to actually be somewhat lore conscious about this one. Which kind of gets me into, like, a thought of... Like, I don't know what my next devlog is going to be. Because I kind of want it to be, like, a hybrid devlog where I kind of just talk about my games in general and game design in general. Because those seem to be the ones that are the most popular, and I kind of want to do it as an experiment where I just talk about an individual aspect of game design. But I'm not exactly sure what it is that I want to talk about. I think what I might want to do, though, let's do, usually have or 5 things you learned from the past few games you made. Yeah, that could be good. It's not a bad idea for sure. Let me think. I feel like it doesn't quite fit the format of what I want to do. The problem, I mean, I guess yeah, top 5 things. That's a pretty good YouTube format, right? I feel like it's maybe overdone now. Maybe people are a little more sick of it. Hard to say. But yeah, no, that's a good point. Because the ideas I had, I don't know. Again, we're gonna be derailed for half a second. One is, do games need story? Because I've kind of been talking about, we've been doing lore a lot lately, right? And like, I think it could just be an interesting topic to talk about, especially because I have opinions on it for video games and on, you know, role-playing games and tabletop games and card games and all that kind of stuff. So I would have opinions on it, and that's why I think it could be a good video. Does game balance matter? This is kind of like the fun versus balance sort of argument, so I think that could be interesting. Story, so this would be top down. All right. I don't know, whatever. Top down game design versus bottom up, meaning like, do you design a card and then you do you design the card mechanics first, you come up with a world and like bring that, or like this can mean like multiple things. It doesn't necessarily only involve story, but I think story is kind of in my mind a lot lately, so that could be interesting. And then the thing I talked about earlier, just like different types of actions and how they correlate to like tabletop RPGs, but I think that's a little outside of what I've been doing lately, so it might not be a great idea. How important is a unique mechanic versus a well-known one with a great story? How important is a unique mechanic versus a well-known one? I'm thinking that through. Sorry, I'm processing. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely a cool idea. Let me think. That's something I have I'm trying to think if that's something I have a bunch of opinions on. You're basically saying like, what's better, having like a unique mechanic that is known to work well versus like one that, sorry, having a one that is known to work well, that, yeah, provides a good story versus one that is unique and untested. Is that kind of what you're saying? I think we want to do, I should have done this on a separate layer. It's fine. Sort of. Okay. Actually, this works fine. This will work fine. Ta-da. Now we have the inverse. Yeah, I don't know if I fully understood the with a great story part, I guess. I think that's where my confusion lies. As a designer, it's easy for me to get stuck in the headspace of doing it like X game mechanically and spending my time working on the story that moves with it, instead of spending my creative output on making the hook of the game different or have unique systems or mechanics. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I think, like I said, I kind of have the like opposite problem because I don't I don't know a lot of games. So I feel like a lot of the time I don't focus on what other games are doing, and I just try to come up with something on my own without having any real inspiration. Or like having any other like ideas from different sources, right? I'm ignorant, so I don't have like too much to pull from. It's the what sells the game. I've never seen a game do before versus this game storyline looks cool. Oh, Yahtzee dice rolling. Yeah, okay, I get you. I get you. Yeah, I just don't. I don't have enough things to, not inspire me, but like, I don't pull from too much. But yeah, I guess it's like a story versus mechanics, right? Like what's more important? Which I've kind of done a video on that already. I would do it again, honestly, because it would be way better. But yeah, I had a whole video on story versus mechanics. I mean, either good mechanics or good story can sell a game as long as one being bad isn't bogging the other down. Yeah, I agree with that. And I was kind of thinking about that with my that's kind of where I would probably go a bit with my do games need a story, right? Because like I have plenty of opinions on like obviously like, you know, you probably want a story with a game like D&D, right? But like me and my brother play a lot of multiplayer games, like co-op games, and it's like a lot of the time story games for that doesn't feel good to me. I don't know. So it's kind of hard to say. Like, I'm trying to find like other details they put in these like seals besides just letters. Typically it seems like it's just words though. There's like a little bit of like typography they do, but not really much other than just the letters. Of course, typically it seems like the seals have I don't know. Sorry, I got totally distracted there. What was I saying? Mechanics versus... Oh, yeah, no, I don't know. A lot of time, like, I get taken out of a game because it's like the story is distracting from just the gameplay on its own. And it's like... It's like, okay, cool. So there's like stuff like hello? Is it loading? I'm kind of rambling a bit. I apologize. I probably would have a better viewpoint if I wasn't like multitasking here, but so there's definitely ones that have like animals and stuff like that, which I think is kind of interesting. Like you could do like, you know, your typical dragon kind of thing. But the question is that how accurate are we going for, and how and how much do we care? Right? Like, of course, it's not really showing you them, but like these are kind of cool, right? The ones at the bottom here that have like a cow. It's kind of cute. Not that we're really going for cute, but there's a seal. I like how it's coming up with actual seals. That's funny. We're just trying not to go too far here. Not that we would really run into anything weird, but yeah, I would say most of them are just names, I would assume, right? But this is almost like a company logo in this case, but typically it's like typography, right? Some guy getting branded. That's good. We could do it in a shape rather than just like a block, but at the same time, maybe it doesn't matter. And I don't trust anything from like that isn't. I guess we could do these kind of things, right? The little lines, like more of the like these kind of lines. These designs. Maybe we'll try that. Just like I guess we don't really have a whole lot of room to work with though either. I guess circle isn't really the way to go here. Let's do this. Might even be able to just go really simple with this though too. Oops. Hello? But yeah. I don't know. We'll see what I come up with for a video. I think it could just be interesting to do something a little more just a little more kind of video essay style, because they seem to do well and we kind of need something that does well. Otherwise it's like, what's the point? Obviously, like, part of the problem with doing that is that it could mean like it does technically I mean, it might not be like advertising the game as much, but right now I think I just need a following more than anything. So probably shouldn't worry about, Jesus, why? I shouldn't really worry about the alignment too much, I say, as I do that. Because it's supposed to be a stamp, so if it's kind of a little off, it's probably fine, but it's like this would be hand carved onto probably like cork or something. Do we like how it's looking though? Is it looking all right? I almost wonder, some of these like go outside the box here. These don't have corners. It's kind of cool. And then yeah, maybe we make this like a lot more square. Kind of fit the style. Trying to see if I could find something with this symbol. What are Chinese characters called? Are these called characters? Like I know Japanese are called kanji, but I guess I could just literally look up just the symbol, right? And see how other people make it look different. Yeah, like that's very different, right? Like I would not have expected that to be the same symbol. Right by the turnip king here. I did not scroll down, that was weird. Hanzi? Is that a shrug? It's a shrug. Okay, this helps a lot though, seeing how I can interpret it differently. I just don't want to get too interesting. We're seeing a lot of music notes. It's interesting to like try to understand what matters of the letter, because there's like this guy, right, which is like kind of wild. But there's also stuff like, oh, that's what, yeah. The song needs to be music themed. I guess it could be. Like they have like these, right? See, we're getting like outside the realm of my knowledge. That's my worry. Like this is kind of maybe what we're going for. But this is interesting too, right? Because like the whole line, the stroke is almost not there, which is kind of wild. I don't know. So we can kind of play around with it, which is nice. This can be more... sort of calligraphy look. Yeah, exactly. Actually, the thing that's really gonna help the most is looking at like this, right? It's like these are the important strokes to follow when understanding this, and you can kind of just interpolate that how you want, right? Dude, this is really messing with my brain. The fact that I'm drawing it in the negative and I'm like, just keep using the wrong tools for it. I guess maybe we do just want it really square-ish. Maybe. Try using a calligraphy brush to draw them. The problem is, like, I'm erasing right now, and I'm not even drawing. I could do that and then just... I don't know if I have a calligraphy brush. Which would require downloading one. I don't have one. Use a brush as an eraser, that's true. I just don't know if I have one. I guess I just need one with like paint texture, right? How was this one? I think is locked as a brush. Kind of annoying. I hate when the... Well, I guess it's fine, but... it's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I think I can make this work. It's also gonna be like this big, so don't need to go too crazy. Are you doing this with a mouse in Photoshop? No, I'm using an art pad. I think doing more squarish letters might help reflect the design we did, but at the same time, I almost wonder if a more flowy looking text would look more relaxing, right? Which is supposed to be like a tea shop sort of logo. So relaxing would be the name of the game. What am I doing? I mean, I think that looks... Yeah, it looks okay. Need my reference up next to me. Let's say, bro, you're taking the hard route. Yeah. No, I have a drawing tablet for sure. Arguably, I should have drawn this in the positive and then turned it into a negative, but it's okay. don't know, we're kind of just playing around right now. It might look like I don't know what I'm doing, which is partially true. But I'm also kind of just playing around. I mean, arguably, like, this is just fine as is, right? It doesn't really matter all that much. It's like a detail that's going to be hidden in the background of a thing. It's not super crazy important. Like, that's probably fine. No. Hey. No. No scratching my carpet. Hey. No. Stop it. Little brat. Little brat. Of course, now my art tablet's on the fritz. Hello? There we go. I don't know. What do we think? Is that fine? It doesn't have to be crazy, right? It just has to be letters. Let's open this. Like, this would be on something like the deck of cards, right? I guess it probably... They seem to care about whether it's upright or not. I feel like it wouldn't be on an angle like some of the other things. Good enough. I agree. And then we need to... I need to make sure I have the right red color here. Okay. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't need to be crazy. It doesn't look like the right color. Because it isn't? There we go. There you go. Something like that. Should be like 40 something. Good enough. There's 5 aces. There sure are. And there's a suit of skulls. In a Western, this would result in a gunshot. Very true. That is the point. The card's called Loaded Deck, so. That's what we like to call average ultra man. True. No, but yeah, that's God, there's a word for that. Basically, you saw it and you understood it and you knew it wasn't supposed to be that way, which is a proof that it is done correctly, right? Ace of Death. I don't even think you can see the skull on the actual card because the text is blocking it, which, I don't know. Here we are. Oh, no, you can. Although some of these, the font's going to change, and other stuff needs to change, but it's okay. Can't even tell that they're all aces, though. That is part of the problem, but nothing you can really do about it, I guess. Yeah, I also want to do that on the dice. Let's just this. We'll put the icon somewhere different, like here. And we'll save this one out. That is, I think, the last logo we're gonna do. I was tempted to do one that was like more what's it called? We were talking about maybe doing one that was like an occult sort of thing, but I'm not 100% sure if I need to do yet another logo. I guess we'll get it all done and then see how we feel, but I have not been paying attention to ads. Okay, there's one in 6 minutes. I think I definitely missed one, but you know, here we are. All right, did I miss one? Yeah, I had to have missed one. One at the beginning, one of the... Yeah, I did. One every 36 minutes. I exported that, right? I think. Yeah. Okay. Which arguably, maybe it's just those two for, I guess I could see the bedroll potentially being theirs because it's like a comfort thing. How do I feel about the dynamite? Is that good? Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, maybe we'll do the bedroll as well. Speaking of, let's do the art. Because right now, kind of looks like it could be a Swiss roll. You know what I mean? Or like a ho-ho, if you're an American. Chips, I don't think they're called ho-hos anymore. They actually are just called Swiss rolls. Were they ever called yeah, they were definitely called ho-hos. Mmm, yummy. I want one so bad. Anyway. Look at some bedrolls. I think for one, well, let's do this. God, I think I need a new art tablet. Mine's like the connectivity is just terrible. If I could open it up and replace the USB micro connector, it might be fine, but the problem is it's just it's really messed up. I don't want to mess with it though, because I do not want to lose my ability to use this right now. Okay, first of all, let's duplicate it. Second of all, let's put it in a folder. Bed roll words. Okay. My negative space here just doesn't look good. The shape of it as a whole is decent, I suppose. I think I want to do like maybe like straps with buckles on it. No, you kind of need the swirl to make it look right. It's gotta be in the right position though. It's gotta be like really hard to get it right. Because the problem is the center should be like here, right? I think. Yeah. Because if it's a cylinder, it looks like, it should look like this rather than like, oh god, rather than like that, right? Because the edge should be here. I guess that's one way to draw it. Sometimes I'm like, what I'm doing better, or is it just different, you know? But I think I'm doing an okay job. Who knows though? It's not how buckles work. Looks nice. Thank you. Kind of looks like a little face to me. That's my only worry. Oh, it does have a face. Yeah. Freaking humans trying to, your brains making their everything be a face, you know? Humans love faces, true. They do be loving the faces. Trying to think of how to make it look like it doesn't have a face, but maybe if we do this. With like a handle. That helps. Not perfect, but it helps. Also could do this. I think it's where the ties are coming out. Or the belts, I guess. Kind of feel like they should have gone the other way. Why? I don't know. Probably because, like, my eyes feel like they're being led the wrong way. I don't know. I'll just try it. Yeah, it's actually because it's spherical and it just feels weird the other way. We're probably in an ad, aren't we? No, we already got past the ad. I'm the worst. It's okay. Half the people here are subscribed. Maximus is running ad block, so, you know, it doesn't matter. You made it cry now. Good job. Yeah, I know, right? I think it's good enough. This thing is just breaking. Breaking everything. Hello? Art pad? Hello? Cool. Okay. Y'all, I'm stressing out. Don't mind me. Okay, way too big of a smudge brush. Still too big. Still too big. We're also on the wrong smudge brush, which is part of it. No stress, just drawing. True. That's how it should be. Sometimes you're just beats and you're stressed the frick out, you know? Yeah, it still looks like it has a face a little bit, but what are you gonna do, you know? I don't care anymore. I was thinking the little circles would make it look like it has a face more, but I can't actually tell if it does or doesn't. Whatever. I'm just gonna give up on the fact that I care that it's a face. Good enough for me. Like how stress is supposed to be there to make you afraid of things that will/could kill you, and now here we are stressed about something inanimate you made up. Honestly, I'm really not that stressed about this per se. Just been stressed a bit lately in general. General stress, you know. Good enough for government work, I agree. Just general life stress. Which it shouldn't be, like, I just am, you know? What's the chances? Oh my god. Look at that, it's beautiful. I'll put it here. I don't know, good stream. Nice hangout with everyone. 07. All right, dude, Bradley, my dude. I appreciate you being here. I tried to salute there, but then I hit my hat. I don't know if you noticed. I gotcha. Yeah, no, I mean, it's fine. It's fine, I'm fine. But yeah. Nothing. But that kind of like stress can like amplify any minor stress. Like I'm like, oh, this isn't turning out right, and that makes you frustrated, where it's like normally I'd just be like, whatever, and then it's like, okay, well now I'm kind of like annoyed. You know what I mean? It's the compounding stress that's a problem. Larger stressors that are causing more issues, you know. All right, this is good enough. I don't know why I'm keep working on it. Let's save, and then let's export. I think maybe I fixed this exporting issue. You know how it kept crashing Photoshop? I think I fixed it, and I think it was just a simple Windows update. So, huzzah. Okay, bedroll's done. We only have 1, 2, 3 more items as far as or 3 more item cards, and then we have just the event cards, and then we're done with all the art, question mark? Is that right? I think so. Besides maybe some like board stuff, maybe, or some whatever. I don't know. I'll be stressed because of exams, etc., and then start thinking about how I said good morning to someone at like 4 p.m. I get you. Totally get that. Social anxiety. That's my favorite kind of anxiety. Is the social kind. Do I dare put stitching on these belts that I just thought of that I could do? You won't even probably see it, but... It's like super subtle, but I feel like it's kind of nice. It's too much. Especially just for the style. I'd rather mug someone than call someone I barely know from uni. I feel you, dude. I got a lot better at calling people when I was doing a job where I called people, but that's only really applies within the parameters of the job, right? Like if it's something I'm supposed to be doing, it feels fine. Like, yeah, I had to call this person for a work reason. They needed their materials or whatever. But yeah, when it's out of the blue and it's like someone you don't know, it's like, oh my God, this hurts. Hurts so bad. I don't want to do it. Like I had to talk to my neighbor and I just did not want to do it. Do you think I need to do more with the lantern? Like I did a lot here and I almost don't think it needs anything. Like the lantern looks good in my opinion. Like I could add some like negative space. I mean, maybe I will, just like a tiny bit of like 1 or 2. It feels fine. Yeah, I might just to update it with the style, I might just do like that. It's like 3, 4 lines. I think that's literally all I want to do with it though. And maybe tone down the smudging just a smidge. Maybe not. Kind of gives it that glass look. Cool. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I want to do some obviously some art for the what's it called? For like the side bits of it. Do we put a stamp on the lantern? I kind of feel like not, and then we just do was kind of thinking of doing the same thing we did for dynamite, where it has the burned edges. I might even just steal it, honestly. I feel like that might be cool here, but instead we'll just we'll do the old flip. Yeah, maybe. The only other thing I could think of doing is maybe trying to put a flame in the center, but I think it's fine. I think it looks good as is. This is like one of the better ones I did originally, so hey, I think we're gonna get all the items done today. What is this called? Lantern? Just called Lantern? It's just called Lantern. Save. All right. We've got a whip. And by a whip, I mean a lasso. I think this one, like, there's really not much more we can do with it. Like, it's a freaking rope. We maybe could add a little bit of negative space here, but I think too much might end up looking weird. So I'm gonna clean it up a smidge. The style has kind of evolved to be at least a little bit cleaner. And then maybe we just have like maybe one or two like lines like that, but I don't know if that's really adding anything. Like maybe it could have like rope lines, but I don't think that's really doing anything either. Did I save the reference I had for this? A lasso. I did a lot of tracing, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I had 24 hours, so what do you want from me, you know? Like, we could really go in depth and, like, try to add detail to this. I just think that might be way more effort than it's worth. Like, we could literally try to draw each individual rope bit, right? Do, like a texture, but I just, like, I think that's probably not worth it. I feel like it's very not worth it. You think? Yeah. I'm assuming that's the sarcastic you think. I found another face. He goes, "Oh." Anyway. Time to ruin the face. Oh, I found another one. Is the holes in the middle, the crescent below? Oh, down here. Yeah. These. Oh yeah, I see it. Hold on. Yeah. It's. Wait. It's. It's beautiful, really. Time to ruin these faces, though. Did I overwrite the original one? I did. It's fine. Whatever. Good enough. What do we put for the lasso? The trading company, maybe? It's a wide and friendly smile. It does. So wide and so friendly. Trading company logo, maybe? I don't think dirt makes any sense. Like, none of the scratches or anything. I feel like just maybe the trading company seems like the most logical symbol. It's on the beans one, right? No beans tonight, speaking of beans. Beans! He's probably sleeping. Where have I put these logos? Let's quickly check. Because it's nice to have them in different spots because it kind of feels... Top. Top. Bottom. Okay, we're perfect. Definitely spelled that wrong. I don't know why I did it that way. Like, why did I spell it with 3 O's? Export PNG. Probably because it was fun. Oops. I spelled it with 1 S and 3 O's. Lasso. Okay, last one. Throwing knife. You know, it occurs to me that this probably isn't what a throwing knife looked like in the 1900s, but what are you gonna do about it? Yeah, they didn't have the little holes. I kind of just can't be bothered, though. Vintage throwing knife. Actually, it kind of did. I don't think they had circular holes. It was more... I don't know what common throwing knives really were. Probably not very, but... You know, you see them in some, like, Western things. Mostly in, like, circus things, I feel like. It's quite impractical, especially when you can have a gun. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's honestly probably more of a circus thing. That's fine. It fits the theme. It works out. I was thinking of having just like a bunch of like, I think the detail on this one is just gonna be a few like knife hits. Like, I guess it's just do this. Something like this might be too large. Okay, it's definitely too large, but just want to see if it even looks okay. It's like a bunch of these. Like, why not, right? That'll work. I don't know how many of these. 5, maybe. Nah, 2 in the middle. There we go. There we go. Good enough for me. Actually, those maybe should be lighter. That. Okay, cool, done. Oh, this needs to be saved. Save as. Oh, I need to blink. You have a blink check as one of my redeems. Got 5 minutes and we're coming up on another ad. Let's see, XIU, right? Logo. Let's upload all these. I'm just gonna do all of them because it's gonna be easier that way. Upload. Yes for all images. We're actually pretty close to done. We have officially completed, wrong thing, the item art. Item art is done. Monster art shouldn't take that long, question mark, because we've already done a good bit of it, but... And I'm happier with more of it, I think. I don't know, it might be like some slight fixes like this. There's a throwing knife, didn't really need much. I maybe could have given it like a blade. I think I tried to do it last time and it was like whatever, so. Let's go into here. Take a look at what we've done. What I've done. Nice. Heck yeah. So we're done with that. So now we just have a bunch of flavor text to do. Probably do that like Monday. We also have some card art and stuff too. How much time we got? We got a whole half an hour. We could just fix the this right away. The glow on the text here. We can easily do that. Layouts, events. Now the thing is, I don't exactly know what my settings were here. I wanted to say it was 3. That sounds not right though. Let's just do this. Let's look at this one. See what my settings are. It's 100% 3. Oh, okay, gotcha. It's not a stroke, it is a glow. It is 100%. The distance is 3. The blur, I believe, is 10 still. Correct. And then this color needs to be also an omnidirectional glow. The color is going to be like this color. Let's copy this RGB data values. Now we just have to go through and do that to everything. It's gonna be kind of annoying. No. There we go. 1, 2, 3. This. Okay. Cool. Should just be 3. Oh, wait. Oh, no, blue just welcome people in. I was like, did we get a new person? But no. I think, Oh, nice. John posted a bunch of stuff. I did not see. Let's take a look at that after stream. Yeah, I guess we should do it for the detriment too. The flavor text. Can't remember. Did we change that? Is that different on the flavor text? No. Not what I meant to do. Cool. And then we can Control S. This doesn't need to be open. In theory, now, if we go to the event deck, yeah. All that. Now is readable. This isn't working though. Oh God, my eyes. My eyes. Event 1, Event 2, Event full. We were missing. Everything else, I think. It almost seems like duller for some reason, but all the settings are the same, so it's gotta be the same. Yeah, it should be fine. But yeah, as far as these go, I guess there's an ad in progress. I think we just gotta tidy up some of the lines. Like the cookhouse needs to be like fixed a lot. The windows need to be whatevered. This one's good. Just I don't know, I don't like this thing here. Again, tidy up the lines a little bit. Maybe add a little bit in the way of negative space. This is fine. Maybe we could do a little bit more with it, but probably not all that much. Saloon or general store. We could do a bit. Again, just tiny amount of cleanup. Tiny amount of cleanup. Done. I'm gonna leave that one. That one's done. I'm gonna leave that one. Hellhound, I would like to do more on. I think that would be good. Having a little bit something better here. It's fine, but I feel like I could do better. Blood Moon Beast. Probably do something better. I just didn't know what to do here. Tumbleweed Terror, I could clean up more. Maybe do a little bit more here. Maybe like 1 or 2 more tentacles, honestly. Duels, I think good. I'm okay with duel. Liar's Bounty's fine. Double cross the anatomy could be a little bit better. So maybe that. Maybe we'll do something a little bit. We'll tweak that a little bit. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, I don't know, 9 maybe like tweaks really, but and maybe like 3. Only like 2 full overhauls. Because I think Hellhound and Blood Moon Beast maybe should be different. Oh, some people seem to like Blood Moon Beast. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving myself a hard time on it. I don't know. We shall see. Got a whole half an hour. I'll have to figure out what to do. I think before anything else, though, I am going to hit the bathroom real quick, and then we'll do something with the rest of our 30 minutes here. So give me a second. Be right back. I'm back. Okay. What are the last things we're gonna do here? Let's look at the plan. Oh, it's too wide of a screen. Hurt my eyes. Wasn't ready for it. Definitely not rulebook. We could, let's look at these cards again for a second. I want to look at all the tools and decide whether during or after any roll, play this card to roll a second dice. Take that result. Like, here's the thing, like, in theory, you could play any of these tools as a bluff, right? Boop, boop. Like, you really could play any of them as a bluff, but also still get their effect. The bedroll is maybe like the cheapest thing because you're like, okay, I'm going on this, and then you like get to skip the event. That might be a little too unfair. But I don't know. Like, maybe that's fine. I have my idea. I'm ready. The idea that was forming way early. Yeah. I'm ready for it. Honestly, I like how all these symbols look. I think they look cool on here. I'm liking how they look. So I'm gonna put the entertainment one on the Derringer. What if items say when played face up or when played face down before their effect, but the player can ignore it and play the card the other way for no effect if they desire so? I'm trying to think how that works. That might work, actually. Trying to think that through, because we have two problems with tools right now. Like, Better Rolls Effect says when placed face up, ignore event, blah, blah, blah. But they can play it face down, but they don't get to skip the event. Yeah, okay, yeah. That is cool. Hold on, look at my cat. Look how stretchy she is. So stretchy. Okay, anyway. That had to be done. I'm sorry. Yes. I like the idea. Because the two main problem with items right now... 180-degree arc, I know, right? So freaking cute. The two problems we have with items is one is using them when betting, right? And the other we have is bets that include items. The main one being like the Hellhound, right? Because it costs a tool to do this one. Which is like a weird sort of scenario because I don't think it happens anywhere else. It also technically, I guess, could be said for the like the carnival, right? Some people are like, oh yeah, I used an item, and then it's like, but can I use my liar's dice as the item and then roll? It's like, no, that consumes the item. You can't use the item to, you have to use two items to do that, right? So I think that's a great idea though. So it's kind of a little bit of a rule and a little bit of when played face up, do X. It eats the dice before you decide to use it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's how it should work. And I think that's just a rules clarity thing for like betting or selling items, right? And that should just be written in the rules there. So there's a little bit of both. But I think most tools should probably have what you're saying, like if placed face up. You could actually get card combos, like if you wanted to add more cards, you could have something like allow a played face up effect to work when face down. And you could do like bedroll and that, and then you could just... But that's probably too much. Again, I don't really think I want to add too many items. I talked about this, I think it was mostly Thunder Online that day, but I did talk about it a lot, about whether I should add more cards. Technically, I increased the number of copies, so there's now 3 copies of each card on a deck, or in the game, instead of 2. Arguably, I could have created more cards to fill out the number of cards I wanted, but I feel like just a higher quantity might just be fine. I guess we'll have to see, right? I think we'll have, once this update is done, Again, we'll have to test the whole corruption mechanic. We'll get the corruption mechanic tested. All the art for the other stuff is set. We'll see if all that feels good. Once that's done, we can decide if we need to add more cards for variety's sake, right? And then do art for these. But we'll see. That might be like a, we might do this update, like once this update's done, we might move back to AE for a little bit and get that update done, and then move back to Blackridge to do the final update. I think it's probably what it will be like. Unless we decide to add more items, then we'll need another round of playtesting, but we'll see. Things take much more time than we all expect. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I'm trying to figure some of this stuff out here. I don't know. My brain, I feel like, is kind of cooked at this point. I might just raid out early. I don't really know what else to work on. I guess I could draw for like a few more minutes if I want to do something. I think I want to put, I kind of want to put the entertainment one on the Derringer. I feel like that seems fitting. Let me open this up again. I spelled that wrong, but whatever. Only I have to deal with my project files. Derringer. I'm also not sure how I feel about the bullet hole on this one. Let's do that, and let's do... let's copy this. Just feels right to me. I don't know why. I should just open this up in another tab so I don't have to keep reloading stuff. Wonder how the video is doing. Should we do a video check? Why can't I find this? YouTube Studios. I've somehow lost a subscriber, so probably not doing that well. That's all good. I think I'm probably gonna need to change the thumbnail. It's a little insight here. The interesting thing is, so the click-through impression rate's really bad right now. But the interesting thing is if you go to here, traffic sources, which is interesting. If you go and look, all the impressions that I've gotten that are bad are from suggested videos. Hey, stop. No, it's my couch. I know you want attention. Give me 13 minutes. Yeah. Interesting thing here is that the majority of impressions are from suggested videos, which I have like a 0.4 impression rate, where everything else, like the browse features, it's like a 6.3 impression rate, which means people who are looking for content similar to mine are finding it, but people who are finding content that is, or people who are looking at my video who don't normally watch my content are not finding it, or are not clicking on it, right? Because if you look at some of the suggested videos, they're like completely like whatever. Like there's like Minecraft, but chicken jockey. It's like, okay. Like all these are like very whatever. I mean, if someone looks for you, they're more likely to click on you. It makes sense. Well, it's not even necessarily looks for me, but if someone has their algorithm suited to me, it makes more sense. Or like they're going to click on it. Whereas these suggested videos are like all over the place. Yeah, Hungry Man. Something from Nightmare Before Christmas. Lego Ninjago. It's like the most random crap. Oh, I know. Wait, is that? I mean, that one makes sense. That's a devlog, right? But yeah, some of these make zero sense. People click on random crap. I don't know what to tell you. No, for sure. But the problem is that the thing I need to do is I need my crap to be the random crap people click on, right? That's the goal. The goal is to make a more viral video. Something that's so enticing that you're like, oh, I have no idea anything about that, but I'm going to click on that, right? Which this video arguably wasn't to begin with, but, and I kind of knew that, but it was like, I already had the video half done, so I may as well freaking make an extended cut and do that. So, you know, here we are. Do this. Yeah. Cool. All right. Honestly, I don't have enough time to start anything else, so I think we're gonna find someone to raid. That's the wrong display. Full camera. Hi, it's me. It is I, Beats. The beatiest in all the land. So let's find someone. Get the frick out of here. I think I want to find someone new, but I don't know who that someone is. I've been enjoying rating some of the more artist people, but at the same time, we could do literally whatever. Heck is that? This looks familiar, but I think it kind of looks like... Did I freeze? I don't know, I just stopped playing. I was like, what the heck? What in the beep? I'm already at 1k points. I'm 0.1% of the way there to killing you by water. I'm so ready for it. Yeah, I need to come up with some other redeems. I still don't know what would be cool. Like, I feel like it'd be cool to have something like something like what Dual Wield has, where he has the like draw a sticker for you, that kind of thing, or like some sort of drawing thing for other people. I think that would be cool. What else? Why is it when I look up TCG, I'm getting like a bunch of Valorant stuff? There's like 5 people under TCG for Valorant. But yeah, I want to have some cool redeems. Something like people would actually want. I was thinking maybe like designing people like a personal like AE card, like where I'll draw like a little mini them and then put them on an AE card, kind of like my mini me, but put them on a card. I don't know. I don't know what people would think is like cool to have as like a gift. A gift of a gift. A gift. What do you think would be cool to get from me, Sir Maximus? Sorry, this person's drawing Pokemon art, but it's very funny looking. We might raid them just for the giggles of it. Well, this person's playing Risk Rain. I don't know why it's on art. Drawing X is quite cool, but my idea machine is running dry. It's quite late. My ideas are getting wilder and worse as later it gets. That's totally fair. All right, let's just pick someone and go. We are going to pick. Oh, that's spoopy. Sorry, I'm getting distracted now. Those are like emotes. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do this person who's doing silly Pokemon art. Ready and raid. We're just you know, we're doing things. Anyway. All right, Maximus. And anyone else who's still out there, thank you for joining me. We're gonna raid this person. We're gonna be back on Monday, hopefully. My dad is in town, so there might be some weird like delays or later or earlier or whatever kind of things for stream, but I might be gone a little bit later in the week after that. So we'll see. Anyway, I will keep you posted. Either way, I'll be back on Monday. I will see you all later. Peace.